Welcome to the 12th standard zoology class, unit 3, chapter 7. Today the topic is human health and diseases. What is the topic? Human health and diseases. According to the World Health Organization, health is a complete state of physical, mental and social well-being and not merely absence of diseases. What is a health? Health is a complete state of physical, mental and social well-being and not merely absence of diseases. There is a proverb, health is wealth. According to this proverb, the healthy people, they are more efficient at work. Health increases the longevity of the people. It reduces the infant and the adult mortality. What is a mortality? Death rate. Personal hygiene, balanced diet, regular exercises are very important to maintain the good health. So in the introduction part, we learned what is a health. Now we are going to learn about what is a disease. So what is a disease? It is a malfunction of the body or the mind. It is a malfunction of the body or mind that is known as what? Disease. So what is a disease? It is a malfunctioning of the body or the mind is known as what? Disease. So it involves a morphological. What is a morphology? Study about the external characters. Then physiology. Physiology means what? It involves the structure and the functions of the organs. When we study about the structure and functions of the organs, that is known as what? Physiology. And the psychology, it is related to the mind. So this disease may be caused due to the, it involves a morphological, physiological and psychological, which may be caused due to the environmental factors, then genetic abnormalities, then lifestyle changes, and then due to the nutritional deficiency. So what is a disease? It is a malfunction of the body or by the mind. Then there are two types of diseases. Diseases, it is of two types. So one is a communicable diseases. One is a communicable disease and second one is a non-communicable disease. So what are the two types of diseases? Communicable disease and non-communicable disease. So this communicable disease, it is otherwise known as infectious diseases. It is otherwise known as what? Infectious diseases. Then this non-communicable disease, it is known as what? Non-infectious diseases. There are diseases, it is of two types. One is a infectious or communicable disease and second one is a non-communicable or non-infectious disease. First we learn about the communicable disease. So what is a communicable disease? The disease will spread from one person to the another person. For example, if the person is affected by the common cold, the person who sits nearby the affected person immediately affected by the cold. So what is a communicable disease? The disease will spread from one person to the another person directly. It may be caused due to the pathogens. So what is a pathogens? The disease causing germs are known as what? Pathogens. So these pathogens may be the bacteria, virus, protozoans and helminth parasites. So what is a pathogen? The disease causing germs are known as what? Pathogens. So it may be caused due to the pathogens and it may be transmitted through the air, water, food, then pathogens or by the carriers or by the vectors. Then this non-communicable diseases, for example, it may be caused due to the genetic abnormalities. Then that is a abnormality of the genes. The disease which is caused due to the abnormality of the genes, that is known as what? Genetic disorders. For example, 21 trisomy. In the 21 trisomy, in the genes, instead of paired genes, there are 3 in the 21st chromosome. There are 3 genes are present. So it is known as what? 21 trisomy. The disease, it may be caused due to the malfunctioning of the genes. Then the first one is a genetic disorder. Then the second one is a nutritional deficiency. That is a vitamin deficiency. That is vitamin deficiency of vitamin A affects the eyesight. Then a third one is a degenerative. Third one is a degenerative. Example, arthritis. So what is an arthritis? Inflammation of the joints. That is known as what? Arthritis. Then a heart attack. What is a heart attack? If the blood is not supplied to the heart, then it results in the heart attack. Then what is a stroke? If the blood is not supplied to the brain, then it results in the stroke. So then last one is a cancer. That is a continuous growth of the cells. It results in the cancer. So what is the first one? Disease. So what is a disease? The malfunctioning of the body or mind is known as what? Disease. It involves a morphological, physiological and psychological disturbances which may be caused due to the pathogens. Then the diseases, it is of two types. One is a communicable disease. What is the other term for the communicable disease? Infectious diseases. And second one is a non-communicable disease or non-infectious diseases. So this communicable diseases, it may be transmitted by the air, food, water, pathogens or by the vectors. Here the pathogens may be the bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoans and helminth parasites. Then this non-communicable diseases, it may be caused due to the genetic abnormalities, nutritional deficiency and degenerative. Examples are arthritis, stroke, heart attack and cancer. Now we see about the bacterial diseases. So what is a bacterial disease? If the bacteria causes diseases to humans, then it is known as what? Bacterial diseases. How this bacterial diseases spreads? It spreads through the air, water, by inhaling the droplets, sharing the utensils. So what is utensils? The articles or vessels used by the infected persons. Then dresses with an infected person. Then this bacteria, when it enters into our body, it emits a toxin and affects the body. Then important one more question, typhoid fever. The typhoid fever, it can be confirmed by the Vidal test. Typhoid fever can be confirmed by the Vidal test. Then an important 3 more question, what is your bacterial resistance? What is your bacterial resistance? If an antibiotic is used too often to treat the bacterial infection, if an antibiotic is used too often to treat the bacterial infection, then this bacteria becomes resistant to that particular antibiotic. The bacteria become resistant to that particular antibiotic, then it is known as what? Bacterial resistance. How we can avoid this bacterial resistance? Avoid using antibiotic to treat the minor infections. Avoid using antibiotics to treat the minor infections, because this minor infections can be treated by our immune system. Then avoid using the antibiotics to treat the viral infections like a common cold or the flu. Then always follow the prescription. Skipping doses or failing to complete the prescription may allow the antibacterial resistance to develop. So it's a very important 3 more question. What is your bacterial resistance? When we use the antibiotics too often to treat the bacterial infection, then this bacteria become resistant to that particular antibiotic, then it is known as what? Bacterial resistance. We see about the bacterial diseases in human beings. It's a very important 1 mark question. Say the term shigellosis. So the infective agent is a Shigella species. Then bubonic plague. It is caused by the Yersinia pestis. Bubonic plague is caused by the Yersinia pestis. Then diphtheria. Diphtheria is caused by a Corynebacteria diphtheriae. It is caused by the Corynebacteria diphtheriae. Then cholera, it is caused by the Vibrio cholerae. Tetanus, it is caused by the Clostridium tetanus. Then typhoid, it is caused by the Salmonella typhi. It is caused by the Salmonella typhi. Pneumonia, it is caused by the Streptococcus pneumonia. It is caused by the Streptococcus pneumonia. Then tuberculosis, it is caused by the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is caused by the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It's very important. 1 mark, it is caused by the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So what is the first one? Shigellosis. What is the infective agent? Causative agent is a Shigella species bubonic plague. It is caused by the Yersinia pestis, diphtheria, Corynebacterium diphtheriae, cholera, Vibrio cholerae, tetanus, Clostridium tetanus, typhoid, Salmonella typhi, pneumonia, Streptococcus pneumoniae, then tuberculosis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Next we will see about the viral diseases. So this viral diseases, this virus are smaller than the bacteria. The viruses are smaller than the bacteria. Then they are obligate intracellular parasite. The viruses are obligate intracellular parasite. So what is what obligate intracellular parasite? It's a 3-mark question also. This virus needs the host for its reproduction. If it is outside of the host, it cannot be able to reproduce and survive. So it always needs a host for reproduction. Hence the viruses are known as what? Obligate intracellular parasite. They are smaller than the bacteria. It's a 1-mark question. The viruses are smaller than the bacteria. They always need a host for multiplication, reproduction. If it is outside of the host, it cannot able to reproduce or multiply. There are 4 types of viruses are there. So first one, dermotrophic. First one is a dermotrophic. Then viscerotrophic. Then neurotrophic. And pneumotrophic. So what are the 4 types of viruses? Dermotrophic, viscerotrophic, neurotrophic and pneumotrophic. So this dermo, what comes in your mind? Dermatology, the study about the skin. So this virus, it affects the skin and the subcutaneous layer, and there is some tissues. Then viscero, viscero means what? Internal. Viscero means what? Internal organs. So in the visceral, that is internal organs, the blood and the internal organs are affected. Then a neuro, nervous system. The nervous system affected by the rabies and polio. Then a pneumo. Pneumo, what comes in our mind? Lungs. That is, it affects the respiratory tract. So what are the 4 types of virus? Dermotrophic, viscerotrophic, neurotrophic and pneumotrophic. Dermo means what? Skin. It affects the skin and the subcutaneous tissue. Example, measles, mumps. Then viscerotrophic, it affects the internal organs, yellow fever and dengue fever. The neurotrophic affects the nervous system, rabies and polio. Then pneumotrophic, pneumo means what? Lungs, respiratory tract. It affects the respiratory tract. Now let us see the viral diseases in human being. Very important 1-mark question. So the first one is a common cold. This common cold, it is caused by the rhinovirus. It is caused by the rhinovirus. Then mumps, it is caused by the mumps virus. It is caused by the mumps virus. So what is a mumps? That is a swelling of the salivary gland. Swelling of the salivary gland, that is known as what? Mumps. Then measles, it is caused by the rubella virus. It is caused by the rubella virus. Then viral hepatitis. Hepatitis, what comes in your mind? Hepatic means what? Liver. So it is caused by the hepatitis. It is caused by the hepatitis B. Then chicken pox, it is caused by the varicella zoster virus. It is caused by the varicella zoster virus. Then poliomyelitis, it is caused by the polio virus. Dengue fever or breakbone fever. Dengue fever or breakbone fever. It is caused by the dengue virus or flavivirus. It is caused by the dengue virus or flavivirus. Then chikungunya, it is caused by the alpha virus or toga virus. It is caused by the alpha virus or toga virus. Next we'll see about the protozoan disease. So this protozoan disease, so the first one is a amoebic dysentery. The first one is an amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. Then a second one is an African sleeping sickness. Second one is an African sleeping sickness. So here first we'll see about the amoebiasis. So first amoebiasis, it is otherwise known as what? Amoebic dysentery. Amoebiasis, it is otherwise known as what? Amoebic dysentery, because it causes the dysentery. Then it is here, the causative agent here is a Entamoeba histolytica. The one mark question, the causative agent is a Entamoeba histolytica. So this protozoan lives in the human large intestine. It lives in the human large intestine. Here the infective stage is a trophozoite. One mark question. The infective stage in the amoebiasis is a trophozoite. This Entamoeba histolytica penetrate the walls of the lumen, that is in the large intestine, and secretes a histolytic enzyme, which causes the ulceration, bleeding, abdominal pain, and then stools with excess mucus. So what are the symptoms? What is the first one? Abdominal pain, bleeding, ulceration, and stools with the excess mucus. And here the vector is a Musca domestica. Here the vector is a Musca domestica. So what is a Musca domestica? Common name, it is a housefly. And then the symptoms: diarrhea to dysentery with the excess mucus in the stool. So what is the first one? What is the other name for the amoebiasis? Amoebic dysentery. Here the causative agent is a Entamoeba histolytica. Where it lives in the human large intestine. Here the infective stage is a trophozoite. Here the Entamoeba histolytica penetrate the walls of the large intestine, that is the colon, and secretes a histolytic enzyme which causes ulceration, bleeding, then abdominal pain, and stools with the excess mucus. See about the African sleeping sickness. So this African sleeping sickness, it is caused by the trypanosoma. It is caused by the trypanosoma, and it is transmitted by the tsetse fly. T is a sign. It is transmitted by the tsetse fly. There are three types of trypanosoma. First one is a Trypanosoma gambiense, Trypanosoma cruzi, Trypanosoma rhodensi. Say the term: Trypanosoma gambiense, Trypanosoma cruzi, then Trypanosoma rhodensi. So this Trypanosoma gambiense, it is caused by the transmitted by the Glossina palpalis. It is caused by the transmitted by the vector Glossina palpalis. Is nothing but the tsetse fly. It causes the Central African sleeping sickness. Then Trypanosoma cruzi, it is caused by the bug, that is a Triatoma megista. It causes the Chagas disease. It causes the Chagas disease or Americana trypanosomoniasis. This Trypanosoma cruzi, it is transmitted by the bug, that is a Triatoma megista. It causes the Chagas disease. It causes the Chagas disease or Americana trypanosomoniasis. Then a Trypanosoma rhodensi, it is caused by the Glossina marcitans. It is caused by the Glossina marcitans. It causes the East African sleeping sickness. It causes the East African sleeping sickness. Then third one is a Kala Azar. It is caused by the Leishmania donovani. It is caused by the Leishmania donovani. And here the vector or the carrier is a Pleobotomus. Here the vector or carrier is a Pleobotomus sandfly, and here it affects the spleen, enlargement of the spleen and the liver, weight loss and anemia. Now let us see about the malaria. Malaria, it is caused by the plasmodium. It is caused by the plasmodium. It is transmitted by the vector or carrier, female Anopheles mosquito. It is caused by the vector or carrier, female Anopheles mosquito. Then this plasmodium, there are 4 types of plasmodium. First one is a plasmodium ovale, then plasmodium malariae, then plasmodium vivax, and plasmodium falciparum. Plasmodium falciparum. Among this plasmodium, the plasmodium falciparum is a fatal malaria because it causes the death. So, which is a fatal malaria? Plasmodium falciparum. And here the infective stage is a trophozoite. Infective stage is a trophozoite. When the infected female Anopheles mosquito bites the healthy person, when the female Anopheles mosquito bites the healthy person, along with its saliva, it injects the sporozoite. It injects the sporozoite. First, this sporozoite, first it enters into the liver cell. The sporozoite, first it enters into the liver cell. Then in the liver cell, it undergoes the multiple asexual division and forms as a merozoite. The sporozoite, when the mosquito releases the sporozoite in the blood, it circulates in the blood for about half an hour, and then it enters into the liver cells. So in the liver cells, this sporozoite undergoes the asexual multiple fission to forms as a merozoite. Then this merozoite, after being released from the liver cells, this merozoite then it enter into the RBC cells. And then inside the RBC cells, this merozoite develops as a unicellular trophozoite. Inside it develops as a unicellular trophozoite. So this trophozoite, it grows in size and it develops a vacuole, and the nucleus is pushed to one side. It forms as a ring. This stage, it is known as what? Signal ring stage. Is it clear? First, the sporozoite enters into the bloodstream. Then this, along with the, as it circulates with the bloodstream for about half an hour, this sporozoite then it enters into the liver cells. Inside the liver cells, it undergoes a division and forms as a merozoite. Once it produces a merozoite, it ruptures the liver cells and then it enters into the RBC cells. Inside the RBC cells, this merozoite grows as a trophozoite. Here, this trophozoite grows in size and then it creates a vacuole, develops a vacuole, empty space, and the nucleus is pushed to one side. It looks like a ring. In this stage, it is known as what? Signal ring stage. And then this trophozoite undergoes the division to form as a sison. It forms as a sison. Then this sison, it shows the larger sison. The larger sison shows the yellowish brown pigmented granules. So this, it is known as what? Schaffner's granules. The trophozoite, again it undergoes the division, the nucleus of the trophozoite undergoes the division to forms as a sison. This sison, it shows a yellow brown pigmented granules. Then it is known as what? Schaffner's granules. Then this sison, it divides, forms as a mononucleated merozoites. At that time, it ruptures the RBC cells and releases a toxic substance known as what? Hemozoin. So this hemozoin, it results in the fever, and then it may occurs approximately for about 48 to 72 hours, and it depends or longer, or depending upon the type of plasmodium involved. And then this merozoites nucleus, it divides into macrogametocytes and macrogametocyte and microgametocytes, developing as a male and females, This merozoite nucleus, divides to form as a macrogametocyte and microgametocyte, develops as a male and the female gametes. When the male and the female gametes are ingested by the mosquito. So once again we see this sporozoids enters into the liver cells and forms as a merozoite. Then merozoite undergoes the division to form as a trophozoite. In the trophozoite you can see the signal ring sites. That is, the nucleus is pushed to one side. Then this cyzone, this trophozoite divides to form as a cyzone. This cyzone, larger cyzone, has a brown pigmented granules, that is known as what? Schaffner's granules. Then this cyzone undergoes a division to form as a merozoite. This merozoite forms as a male macrogametocyte and the microgametocyte as a female and male and the female gametes respectively. So when this male and the female gametes are ingested by the mosquito, okay, ingested by the mosquito, this male and the female gametes fertilize to form as a diploid zygote, that is known as what? Ookinete. That is known as what? Ookinete. This ookinete, it migrates towards the gut wall. It migrates towards the mosquito gut wall, and then it forms as a oocyte. It forms as a oocyte. Then this oocyte, it undergoes a division. It undergoes a division to form as a sporozoite. To form as a sporozoite. This sporozoite, now it moves towards the salivary gland of the mosquito. So when this infected mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito, bites the healthy person, once again the life cycle is started. The male and the female gametes fuse to form as a ookinete. Then a ookinete, it moves towards the mosquito gut wall and forms as a oocyte. Then a oocyte, it moves towards the salivary gland and forms as a sporozoite. When this sporozoite, when the mosquito bites the healthy person, once again this sporozoite is released, a new cycle is started. The incubation period for mosquito is about 12 days. And then what are the symptoms of the malaria? High fever, then headache, nausea. What is a nausea? Vomiting sensation, muscular pain, and then the high fever, chillness followed by the sweating. Breaking the transmission cycle by killing the insect vector, that is a female Anopheles mosquito. Then oil can be sprayed over the water surface because this larva cannot able to breathe. Then introducing the Gambusia fish which feeds on mosquito larva. Then spraying the Bacillus thuringiensis which feeds on mosquito larva. Then advise the people to use mosquito nets, then coils to prevent the malaria. Next we'll learn about the fungal disease. This fungi belong to the genera Trichophyton, Microsporum, Epidermophyton. Say the term: Trichophyton, Microsporum, Epidermophyton. The common example for the fungal disease is a ringworm. So this ringworm, it is characterized by appearance of dry, scaly lesions on the skin, nails and scalp are the main symptoms of the disease. So what are the diseases of the ringworm? Dry, scaly lesions on the skin, nails and scalp. Then heat and moisture help this fungi to grow and make them to live on skin folds such as groin region or between the toes. The ringworms of the feet is known as what? Athlet's foot. It is caused by Taenia pedis. Say the term: Taenia pedis. The athlet's foot is caused by Taenia pedis. Then next we will learn about the helminth parasite. So the helminth are endoparasitic. What is an endoparasite? If it lives inside the host, then it is known as what? Endoparasite. Then these helminths are endoparasite in the gut and the blood of human beings and causes diseases. It is commonly known as what? Helminthiasis. The two important helminth diseases are ascariasis and filariasis. So what are the helminth diseases? Ascariasis and filariasis. So this ascariasis is a monogenic parasite. Mono means what? Single. It involves only the single parasite and it exhibits the sexual dimorphism. What is a sexual dimorphism? You can able to differentiate the male and the female. That is known as what? Sexual dimorphism. Then this ascariasis, it is caused by the Ascaris lumbricoides. It is caused by the Ascaris lumbricoides. It is commonly known as what? Roundworms. It is commonly known as what? Roundworms. It is transmitted through ingestion of embryonated eggs, through the ingestion of embryonated eggs, through contaminated food and water. Then the symptoms are abdominal pain, vomiting, headache, anemia, irritability and diarrhea. Then filariasis, it is caused by Wuchereria bancrofti. It is commonly known as what? Filarial worm. It is found in the lymph vessels, lymph nodes of man. Then this Wuchereria bancrofti is a sexually dimorphic. Then viviparous and digenic. The life cycle is completed in two woes. One is the man and second one is a female Culeus mosquito. So in the malaria we learned the female Anopheles mosquito. In the filariasis the host is a female Culeus mosquito. The female filarial worm give rise to juveniles or the young ones, that is known as what? Microfilariae larva. So in the lymph glands the juveniles develops into adults. The accumulation of these worms block the lymphatic system resulting in the inflammation of the lymph nodes. Then it causes the obstruction of the lymph vessels, causes the elephantiasis or filariasis of the limbs. Then maintenance of personal and public hygiene. Hygiene is a set of practice performed to conserve good health. According to the World Health Organization, hygiene refers to conditions and practices that help to maintain health and prevent the spread of diseases. There are personal hygiene. You know that maintaining the one's body clean by bathing, washing hands, trimming fingernails, wearing clean clothes, and then keeping surfaces in the home and workplaces neat. It includes the toilets, bathroom facilities clean and pathogen free. Then our public places teem with infection, contamination and germs. It seems that every surface we touch and the air we breathe or with pollutants and microbes. And then it may cause us the diseases like typhoid, amoebiasis, ascariasis are transmitted through contamination of food and water. So the people are asked to keep the places clean and wash the hands before taking food, after visiting the restroom, and then or who sneeze without covering the faces. Then advancement in science and technology provide effective controlling measures for many infectious and non-infectious diseases. The use of vaccines, then adopted immunization programs have helped to eradicate smallpox in India. Then a large number of infectious diseases like polio, diphtheria, pneumonia and tetanus have been controlled by the use of vaccines and by creating awareness among the people. So this class we learnt about the health. What is a health? Health is a complete state of physical, mental and social well-being and not only the absence of diseases. There are two types of diseases. One is a communicable disease or infectious diseases. Then second one is a non-communicable disease or non-infectious diseases. Then bacterial diseases, viral diseases, protozoan diseases and fungal diseases and helminth diseases. Don't skip the breakfast. Daily regularize the exercise at least for 15 minutes because the exercise prevents the heart diseases, stroke and diabetes. Routine exercises make you feel better and keep your weight under control. Take fresh fruits, vegetables and sprouted seeds. Meditation for 10 minutes keep the mind calm and keep the positive mindset. Reduce the salt and sugar intake. Drink plenty of water. Avoid junk foods which increases cholesterol which leads to obesity. Maintain your healthy body weight. So dear children, always follow the simple rules to keep happy life. Don't ever give up. That means what? Never back down. Don't be too emotional. Have faith in God. Don't make things complicated. Keep it simple. Don't be a grown up. Stay as youthful as kid. Don't take things too seriously. Laugh at problem. So, dear children, remember, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. Thank you, children.